This week, we're talking about Nvidia. Nvidia is making headlines with the RTX 3060. Do you know anything about the RTX lineup?
Not much, man. I'm still so outdated. I'm just barely catching up with the 3080 series, man. Since I've been out of tech for like maybe a couple of years, 3-4 years. So gotta bear with me, guys. You too, Joe. Gotta bear with me a little bit. I'm kind of rusty in all this.
Yeah. So I told you I own the RTX 2060. And so this is the up version for that. It usually takes like a year or two before the next one comes out. Because they have to start at the very top. They usually start at like the Titan class and they go down to RTX 3080 and 70. So the RTX 3060 has been spotted in the wild. People are doing already doing benchmarks of it. So there was a leaked benchmark on YouTube. So we're starting to see some of that. Benchmark Lab has a YouTube video about it showing Cyberpunk 2077. Yeah. And so it's showing that there's pretty good performance. It's getting like
That's interesting.
Like 70 frames at 1080p. They didn't necessarily say if there was like it was RTX on or not, ray tracing. But what we're seeing is that they think like average wise so far, like it looks like 20% higher frames than the 2060, which is decent. But if I look at like a user benchmark of the past, they have like 5 games that they have an average. They have CSGO, Grand Theft Auto, Overwatch, PUBG, and Fortnite. If you average those, the 1060, the GTX 1060 compared to the RTX 2060, it said that the average was 43% faster for the 2060. But if I do a comparative, I'm just doing like apples to oranges kind of, because that hasn't been updated on user benchmark, but I'm comparing like the RTX 3070, which has been out there, and the RTX 27 Super, they're about the same price point, like 500 for the 70 and 510 for the Super. That has like a 5-game average of like 15% faster. So you can see that this generation, you're getting less of performance increase, but the benchmark website doesn't necessarily take it into effect like DLSS, like super sampling, which increases your frame rate and gives you a better image too. So I'm not sure if user benchmark has to update their benchmark processes to account for DLSS. But they're saying, this article is saying, and their video is saying that it's a 20% higher frame rates. And even by that, I would say basically Nvidia was telling us that the RTX series was like a significant bump up compared to the 10 series to the 20 series, because people were complaining that the 20 series wasn't enough performance for how much they were charging. But
yes,
from what I gather from this website and from what was it was Benchmark Lab and also userbenchmark.com, that it doesn't look like what they said it was. It doesn't look like we're getting as big a jump from even the 10 series, which is weird because people complain about the 20 series not having really good performance, but going from the 10 series to the 20 series look like it actually has like a bigger performance increase.
Yeah.
So I'm not really sure. Somebody else can leave some comments if I'm totally comparing the benchmarks incorrectly, and show me proof that the RTX 3060 is actually a better price per performance compared to the jump from 1060 to 2060. It's all a little bit confusing because benchmarks, leaked and whatnot. But at the moment, though, the evidence that I see, it looks like the 3060 series when Jensen went on the stage to like tell us, oh, gamers wanted this, and we've answered the call. It doesn't look like it's the price to performance increase that people wanted. They wanted more performance.
Well, going to this topic, Joe, on this, which one would you get? The RTX 3060 or the RTX 2060, in your opinion? What would you recommend to the people?
At the moment, I would recommend, like, it's all based on how fast you need, what you need it for. If you're going to price to performance, I would say the 2060 if you can get your hands on it. The 3060 isn't out there yet, and a lot of the cards aren't out there. You can't find like a 3080. You go on like Best Buy, or you go on Micro Center, a lot of websites. A lot of cards are sold out. So basically, at the moment, it's getting whatever card you can get at the price point that you want it at.
Mm-hmm.
Because the market is so saturated with the demand. Everybody's like staying home and playing video games, it looks like. Or they're not staying home and play. Yeah, they are staying home. Like in one way or another, they're staying home. People who normally would go to like a sports game can't go to a sports game, right?
Yep, you can't.
So you're watching it on TV, but maybe you have more free time to play some video games. I don't know, And a lot of kids, right? They usually go do like watch movies or something else, but now there's no, I don't know. So there's a huge demand for GPUs, and so if you can't find any GPU, then you find what you can.
Interesting.
It's like you can't be as picky as you want it, or you have to wait until until the global crisis is gone, and then we can all get back to buying things at normal prices or normal demand.
Yep, definitely.
But this article goes into talking about how, like what they typically do for a laptop, because you have like such constraints, is they're going to have a lower wattage. Instead of the normal would be 115 watts at max, or not max, but like that's advertised, right? It can go more than 115 when you really push it to 100%, or overclock it. But the laptop SKU is going to be down at like the 60 watt. Which is the lowest for laptops. But yeah, so pretty cool that we're finally seeing the 3060 series. I personally think the 60 series for Nvidia is where like a gamer who wants to they want to go forward, right? They want more performance than the previous generation, but they don't want to break a leg for it. But because if you wait for like the 1050 series, like the 50 series, 50s and 50 Ti, like the Ti series, the 50 Ti's, those really don't seem like enough of a jump usually. So I just think the 60 series is like a really solid like choice. So it's usually been like the gamers like the GTX 1060 is one of the most popular graphics cards in recent time, and it's just at that price point that people are willing to take the bullet at like $270.
Interesting.
And like when you go up to 270 and 280 and 290, or 390, I mean, now you're just paying more and more and getting less performance for every dollar that you spend more. And those people are usually the people who are like, you know what I mean? Money is no issue, or they're in content creating, or like, they make stuff for Twitch or YouTube or something,
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, my brother would be a guy who would buy like the 3070 series or the 3080 series, but the 3080s now has been like it's been like that's increased. He's never bought a graphics card that's more than like 600, I think.
This is ridiculous on the pricing.
Yeah. So I personally can't go past 300. I did buy a $330 graphics card. I won't go beyond that.
I would pay most it's 600.
600.
The most, but that's that'll be my max, man. I don't know if I could go to 1,000, but
oh no, it's and then the cheaper ones are the more convenient ones are like the 50 series at like probably $150, $180. So that would be like people who are just on a tight budget. But let's go on to another Nvidia topic, which is this week we're talking about the GeForce Now. GeForce is now supported on Chrome, the web browser, so it can be you can play 1080p PC games on your Chrome browser with Nvidia's GeForce Now cloud gaming system, which is pretty sweet. I haven't decided to play something like this, but it'd be actually pretty cool to try it out for like if they have like a trial, or if it's just like, you know what I mean? I'm not sure if you pay like monthly or weekly, probably monthly, but yeah, like test. The idea is that like my computer probably couldn't handle like some 4K games, or I guess it's in 1080p, but I wonder if they have like you can play, some games that and at some frames that my computer couldn't do, but I could be doing it through Google Chrome, or I could be doing it, through their app, the dedicated. But yeah, some people have tried it out already, and they like the browser app. It's pretty, there's one guy said he tried a lot of different streaming platforms, and Nvidia's GeForce was the one that just worked for him. It had like a seamless experience like Netflix.
Interesting.
Yeah. So they had a huge PC game collection, and you have to say, like, again, I always say Nvidia has a really smooth user experience.
Correct.
There's not many glitches.
Yeah, that's what I've heard too.
So yeah. So this is an article. The next topic is about Google Fiber. And Renee, you have Google Fiber, right?
Oh, man, I love Google Fiber, man.
Yeah.
The speeds, everything's amazing.
Yeah, you have which one do you have?
I have the 100 gig up and down.
100. So that goes about $15 a month. Google Fiber is adding 2 gigabyte speeds for Atlanta. It's already been out there for 2 other communities, Nashville and in Tennessee, and Huntsville, Alabama. So we get another community that's going from 1 gig up to 2 gigs, and Google and Comcast and AT&T, they're all competing for these super fast speeds, which I don't have it in my neighborhood. My home state of Minnesota, we're still like a Comcast like monopoly up here.
Yeah, a lot of places are.
Still. Yeah. So just the cool thing is about the article is just like 2 gigabyte speeds. I didn't think that was going to be a possibility. I didn't even know that the other 2 I didn't even know Nashville and Huntsville had 2 gigabyte service.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. I guess it's brand new. And
the price is amazing. Basically, the cost for 1 gigabyte download speeds is $70 a month, and $100 for 2 gigs. And currently I'm paying $70 a month for a dedicated business line where I get 25 down and 5 up.
Yeah.
I could be doing the 70 for the consumer, which I think they'd give me like 150 down and like 5 up, but not 5 dedicated up. And you have data caps. So right now I don't have a data cap with my business line, but I'm stuck at like 5 or 6 gigabytes up. And if Google would come here, I would get the Google business, and I just need Google. I just come to Minnesota. I just need like 10 gigabytes up. I don't need 100 or 1,000 or anything. Just give me 10 to 15 gigabytes up, and I'll be super happy.
You heard that, Google. Give him that speed.
Come talk to our Governor Tim Walz, and tell him how we need to bend over backwards to give Google what they want to come here. We need to be more accepting, like Austin, Texas.
Well, right? I don't know how Austin, Texas came into that factor with Google Fiber, but I moved here, I had it. they gave Google what they wanted, whatever price, But then I heard that the Google Fiber had gotten they had stopped, but then I had heard they had started again.
Oh, you mean to new communities?
Yeah, they were not doing anything new because it was costing Google so much money. But finding out that they were just the contractors were just throwing the fiber on the side of the road, like maybe like 3 feet deep.
Oh yeah, that was the thing. It was coming up. It was getting eroded and stuff. And the second thing, so the one they saved costs. They saved costs by not putting it as deep.
Correct.
As like Comcast. But also what happened is not enough people signed up for the service.
Correct. But now everything's getting bigger.
Yeah, which is weird because Google Fiber in my neighborhood, I'd be, especially at the prices that you're talking, like $15 a month for 100 up and 100 down.
Yeah,
dude, I'm already paying $70 a month. Like, I can't believe that not everybody would go onto Google.
But the only thing is, I don't get cable with it. That's the only thing.
Oh, I don't have cable either. I'm not paying for cable. I don't have cable, and I'm paying $70 a month.
I'm happy with 100 meg up and 100 meg down. I'm happy with that.
Oh yeah, that'd be heaven for me. Yeah. So the next article Apex Legends is now, or soon, very soon, to be coming on the Nintendo Switch, which Apex has been a pretty popular free-to-play game. So it's supposed to arrive next month on February 2nd.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, people have been waiting because it's been delayed on the Switch for a while.
Really?
Yeah, it was delayed in October, so it's finally coming out.
Is it because there were not many much more on the market, like being sold and games were being made and stuff like that? Is that the reason there was a withheld on that game?
I'm not really sure about that.
Kind of curious about that because I know that they ran out of systems. They were not producing that many anymore due to the human problem, not human problem, but the whole human malware that we have. We've been greatly affected. So I'm kind of wondering if all this had to play a factor on the game's delay.
Yeah. And I just think basically like a lot of companies probably haven't been like as productive as they want to be.
Yeah, so, drove their costs down.
Yeah. So
sales, should I say.
Yeah. So not sure. But yeah, it's coming out soon. Apex Legends to Nintendo Switch.
Also, Joe, I was going to ask this: to Apex Legends, is this going to be is that going to be an issue? Like as the game was on the app, on the Apple and the Google.
Can you go into it more? I don't.
You know how like Google and Apple were there was a big lawsuit on them.
Oh yeah.
About the game system. Is this going to be able to do the same thing on two different platforms, or is this a platform itself? Do you know anything about that?
No, I guess I don't.
It was not much release, right, on that info.
Yeah, I don't know. I think because it's I don't know. Because it's a Switch game. Switch has. Oh yeah, I know. We were talking about like Switch was like its own like exclusive market.
Correct.
And it might be impacted. So we're waiting for I think May. I think is when we might hear something. So if this comes out like at least for like a few months, it won't be impacted, and then who knows what's going to happen. Retro.
Could that also be a reason that it was delayed? To trying to find out if what happened with Apple and Google,
maybe
right.
Maybe somebody went Apple and Google and Facebook, and they might have thought something into the future. But the more serious like lawsuits that were more like what we were talking about, like more particular about closed markets and stuff, those ones were filed in London like in December. So I'm not sure if I don't know exactly what all these companies are thinking.
Who knows?
Yeah. Well, this week, we're looking forward to Apple's Spring 2021 event. It's going to be happening around March 16th. Have you ever watched an Apple event?
No, I never have, and I've been wanting to, and I've never had a chance to ever watch those stuff.
I don't think I've watched a whole live stream, but I might watch one this time. I'm not sure. Might stream it, might not, depending on whether Apple is friendly with live stream, if you can find it and stuff.
I heard from some certain people that when they were streaming it, they actually had it shut down sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I just don't know why. There's not much information, but I had heard that it was shut down. Due to music or wherever else is going on behind the scenes. Not sure.
Yeah. Maybe Apple's like, we really want to control everything about everything's going on, so nobody can like have their own like commentary.
Correct.
And actually, Renee, it's a YouTube video I never got around to making. Was five huge YouTube channels that don't allow comments on their videos.
What?
And I was gonna get around to making that video, but I haven't done it yet. I'm gonna make it. Hopefully, I can make it someday in the future. But like big companies that don't allow, like, you could go to like their last 5 videos and they don't allow any comments on their videos.
Even the old ones?
I'm not sure about the old ones, but at least I was like doing like a test. Like I was going like, okay, if I go to this website, this channel, right? Let's say I go to like whatever company, right? the last 5 videos that they've uploaded are their comments enabled. And I was just making like a expose about companies in general, about like who's willing to take feedback and who's willing to like say, let's shut you down. Like no conversation going on. You know?
Interesting.
And I was surprised. Some companies are like, oh, yep, I guess that I wasn't surprised when that happened, when they couldn't do comments. And other ones I was like, oh yeah, that company sometimes has a bad reputation, but they actually allow comments. So I was trying to say like, okay, the YouTube community should support the companies that allow you to make comments on your videos.
Yeah.
And probably stay a little bit away from the ones that don't.
They probably have it disabled for one reason.
No, I know they have it. I know the reasons why they have it disabled.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. I'm against that. That's my, so that's my little like side issue. But, Apple with this event is going to be pretty cool. They're going to be talking about the AirPods Studio, like they have their headset, right?
Yeah. Yep, definitely.
Looks pretty sweet. It's like silver and gray. It actually looks like so metallic. It's kind of like some silverware.
That's interesting.
It looks like it blends in if you're listening to it in your kitchen. Like maybe they're trying to like do some trend, some fashion trend.
Maybe.
For all this cooking at home we've been doing, right?
Oh, definitely.
So also the other things that we're looking forward to about like the iPhone what was it? The iPad Pro where it could have a little bit bigger screen, right?
Yeah.
Usually it looks like the trend this year is to go from like something that has like a 10.2 inch iPad to a 10.5 inch. Yeah. So it looks like the trend is a little bit bigger screens this year.
Yeah.
And
we're going smaller, thinner, and we're still getting bigger in certain things.
Yep. Still getting bigger in displays. Like the iMac is going from 21.5 inches to 23 inches.
Dang.
Yeah. Which that's good. More real estate,
It sure is.
Do you know what yours is?
Which one's the iPad? The iMac?
Your iMac.
The Mac is a 27-inch. My laptop is I forgot. I think it was a 16 or a 17. And then my fiance's is like a 13.
Cool.
The iMac, those are the Macs. And then my little boy is, I think it's a 10-inch iPad or 13-inch. Not sure.
Cool. Yeah, I have 27-inch for my 4K. And I could see the benefit of going to an even bigger one.
I like the 27 inches, but I wish I had 27 inches.
Side by side.
Yeah, definitely. I will have 2 giant monitors in front of me.
Yeah, I think. Oh, you know what? Actually, it would be cool about let's see. Actually, what I probably would want is I never did it, but instead of the 21:9 aspect ratio.
Yeah.
I think I want something more like a box.
Box.
Yeah, more like more vertical. Like with the 21:9, you keep getting more and more horizontal and vertical, right? But mostly horizontal. It feels like, So I want something that goes up here.
Instead of horizontal, go vertical.
I need some more vertical. Like keep the horizontal where it is and go more vertical now.
Oh, I know what you're saying.
Yeah. Because I don't want it to keep going. Like basically, if you keep going horizontal, then that's why you're saying you want 2 screens, right?
Well, no, it's because I want to be able to separate things.
No, I understand that, but I'm saying like if I still feel like it feels like something's missing. I still feel like the bigger it goes horizontal, the more I feel like I wish it goes vertical.
Oh, you don't like the widescreen. You like it. You like to keep the ratio.
No, I like to break the ratio actually. But market forces won't allow that because they're like whatever cells will be produced, and
correct.
It would be super expensive to get a custom like that.
Yeah, maybe you could talk to a company just for you.
But yeah, I don't know. I just personally don't really like the 21:9 aspect ratio. The reason why I got it with this 4K is because it had the 10-bit like HDR,
Yep.
and like the color saturation was like the best that I could find on the market. So I went for the 21:9. But if anybody else were, I should, we Google search this. If anybody has like an aspect ratio that's more vertical, more box-like, yeah, it's probably like the old stuff or something, or like something that nobody buys, and so it's like really cheap. Doesn't have all the features and everything. You know what I mean? It's probably some really, really ghetto. Like it's, you know what I mean? It's just like it runs and it's your box, but you can't really do much with it.
You're crazy, Joe. You're crazy.
Well, our last fun topic of the week. We're retouching on the MOXIE that Renee brought up last week with NASA, right? And for those who weren't here last week, MOXIE is a oxygen producing device. I believe it takes in carbon dioxide and spits out oxygen, and it can spit out air oxygen, right? And also liquid oxygen, and the liquid oxygen is necessary for rocket fuel. And so the liquid oxygen, if they could produce it on Mars, would mean that they could actually lift off and do more efficient trips. They wouldn't have to have as much fuel coming from Earth to Mars and back again. They could take half or 3/4 as much as they would need, and then produce that other fourth or a half on Mars to get back.
You know what they could do, Joe?
Yeah.
I didn't think about it till right now since you were bringing it up.
Yeah.
That they could use that here on Earth too as well to remove all that carbon dioxide that's in the air and then push it back out and more oxygen.
Somebody should say, hey, NASA, can you make like huge generators, like huge, like, I don't know, like maybe they're saying it's like not carbon neutral or not like carbon, but that would be an interesting question for NASA. Like, I really think like if NASA has a contact us, that we should contact them and ask them, is this like, can you solve any of our global warming with CO2 with any of these devices? Could you scale this, or is this going to actually produce more CO2 in the atmosphere?
Correct. And that's something that they could try here on Earth to removing a lot of stuff that we have, a lot of the pollution.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's just not fuel efficient,
Yep.
It would be fuel efficient on Mars because it takes so much energy to get anything into space.
Yeah.
So that's like you would be putting a lot more into your rocket or your spaceship to go to Mars, and instead it has to be with fuel in your rockets and stuff. So if they could have like empty containers and bring that to Mars, yeah, it would just be super efficient.
Yeah.
And it's really cool. Like the MOXIE box is golden, like it's got a golden hue to it, and yeah, I don't know. It looks a little bit like Lego-y kind of.
Yeah, definitely.
So what is it? It says it's powered 300 watts. The ones that they have right now, it takes 300 watts to power it. It's 37 pounds on Earth, but on Mars it would be 14 pounds, and it can produce up to 10 grams of oxygen per hour, or 0.022 pounds.
How much is that in a scale?
Oh dang, I don't know.
Isn't it like so tiny still?
Yeah. It says approximately 1 hour of oxygen production per experiment will be scheduled intermittently over the duration of the mission. And this is actually going to be on Mars in I think 2021 or 2022.
I think it's supposed to be the end of this year.
Yeah, which is pretty amazing that they're already like trying to terraform Mars, or at least remember in like for fuel or for oxygen they need it on the station, so they don't have to. Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it is pretty sweet.
So yeah, I just wanted to bring that up again because it's just like it's pretty cool. It's okay. Here's some more specifics. It's the size of a car battery. Future oxygen generators on human missions would be 100 times larger. So that's pretty huge. 100 times a car battery. To launch off Mars, human explorers need about 33 to 50 tons of fuel, about the weight of a space shuttle. So that's crazy.
Yeah.
But the trip back, though, it would be they need less fuel to escape Mars gravity versus Earth.
Correct.
So again, it makes oxygen like a tree does, and homemade liquid oxygen on Mars could supply more than 3/4 of the propellant humans need for exploration on the red planet. So I guess maybe they're not thinking about like maybe they could use it for like coming back, but they're usually a lot of it for exploration.
Yep.
Maybe the amount that coming back is like way too much. Like it would take them way too long to like produce that and extend the trip. The length of the trip too much.
Yep, definitely.
So it's only in small scale right now. So that'll end this week's podcast. Thanks for tuning in on all of our platforms, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, make sure you subscribe.
Yep, subscribe and follow us on any platform that you follow us on. Much love.